As a big Punisher fan, as you can tell, I'm very conflicted on this series. But is it actually better than the controversy around it? Let's get it. So, Punisher by Jason Aaron and Jesus Saiz, is that right? And Paul Azaceta. I'm a big Punisher fan, as you can tell. To say Punisher is a controversial figure in the Marvel Universe is an understatement, to say the least. And it's a little him, but it's mainly the gas and the smoke around him that kind of like elevates it. Not just, even with comic book people, I know the critique. He's not that deep, but if you read enough of them, or at least the good ones, you'll know that he might not be that deep. But the topics they tackle and the severity of the stories, they seem to have a little bit more layers. So it's kind of like, I guess, a conundrum with Punisher. And the best depiction of him has to be season 2 of Daredevil. Yeah, I know he has a show. The show had so much untapped potential for what could have been maybe a good Jason Aaron, like 2 stories mixed together. If you've read Jason Aaron. Also, once this video is over, I want y'all to let me know. I will finish reading the rest of Punisher Max. That's all I need left. I've read mostly everything by Punisher. Let me know and I will do a full-blown Punisher video. But in the meantime, we're just going to talk about the series so I don't get on a rant. So, another thing is, Punisher is a psychopath. The thing is, if you've seen only the movies, you're going to be like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, he's not a hero like the way they depict him. The Thomas Jane version. I've never saw the Dolph Lundgren. I wasn't a big fan of the chaotic movie that was Warzone. Rest in peace to Stevenson. But this series right here really shows the dexterity and really see, the hard part is the logo too. See, the logo, because he's not a hero and he's a psychopath. Think of it like Dexter, but with guns. And to have him on, I mean, there's no disrespect to the authorities or anyone who wants to put that as their thing on the cop cars or anything. The reason why his logo is black and white, because he sees everything black and white. You do bad, like horrible, he's coming after you. There's even a story called This Is the End, where he thinks everybody has a role in the world for letting the leaders become as corrupt as they are. He just takes them all out. Punisher is a necessary evil. I'm not confident when I see that with cop cars and stuff like that. That's the controversy, and the worst part is that Marvel doesn't say anything about it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would they do that? Just tell them cease and desist, don't use our logo. The thing is, just read Punisher Born. I'll tell you everything about the character. But the thing that kind of frustrates me with this series here is that it was done so well with the character, but they changed the logo, this logo, and they put him in a pocket hell dimension because I guess they don't know what to do with them. Even though the best Punisher series are the ones that are not even connected to the universe. I mean, I gotta admit, Greg Rucka had a hell of a run for the Punisher, and honestly, it could be better than Ennis's run. But that's up for debate. That's a different video. If you do want to see that video, let me know. I've read a lot of Punisher, a lot. I'm gonna do Punisher Year 1, and you can see how the system failed him. The same system that uses his logo. And Jason Aaron, this is his second time tackling the character, and I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, Jason Aaron's not a good writer. He hasn't been writing anything good. The thing is with Jason Aaron, he writes really edgy and dark characters. That's his sweet spot. I would love for him to go into the DC universe, hit some of those characters. I would love a Batman run by Jason Aaron. That would be incredible. But the series that he gave us right here, he even left a note at the end. He said that this was his most proudest work. And he says that he thinks he did a better job here than he did with the original series, which is debatable. He tackled Punisher Max. He had like the full series, a full series just like Ennis did. They even made an omnibus, which I hope I get it one day. But anyways, the Punisher Max, he had to follow up. It wasn't as good, but it was still a great run. And people don't talk about it because it's after Ennis. I mean, come on, like, the guy defined Punisher. But he knows his character in and out. He knows what drives him, what makes him. And he knows that he's not that deep, so he uses characters around him. And this one, we see flashbacks as well. The flashbacks, which I love the artwork in this series. The modern day stuff has Saiz. I think I'm saying that right. The flashbacks by Paul Azaceta, which really shows how Frank Castle just used his family as an excuse to do what he wants to do. Showing the complexities of what it's not even about. I mean, it's about how he became the guy he is. How he couldn't stand to see what happened to him, which I can't explicitly say because I know YouTube won't push what I'd say, but it shows the first time he took a life and what drove him to that, and how it continued on in his life that he couldn't control it. He just became a beast, and that's what the Hand got him on, because they needed a new person to be the beast. I'm not gonna lie, this was very tricky to make it a series that dealt with magic with a character like this one, because we've seen it before and it did not work. This time I was a little hesitant, but the writing was so strong. I was like, okay, I'm in, I'm gonna go on this journey. And what this series does is melding the magic with the reality of the character, which kind of made, this is the first time in a while I've gotten a good Punisher series. No offense to Ed Brisson, the last writer who wrote Punisher, but it got boring. The War Machine arc was my favorite one in the past probably 10 years I've read a Punisher. Before I go on to recommend more stuff, this story, the problem why I'm so conflicted is because it's such a good story, right? And then the way they changed it, I can't be mad at it. I really can't. You could tell like the writer really made us connect with the wife Punisher, and she comes back. And they don't tell you everything right away. Like, it takes a couple of issues, not even like half the series, to understand why his wife is still alive. But to give, I would say, like an extra layer or two for Punisher, which kind of, some of the stuff reminds me of Punisher Max, what Garth Ennis did whenever he was younger, Frank Castle when he was younger, which ended up making me care for the character. So it was weird. This little series right here, as a Punisher fan, I could say that it was a great series, even though they changed a bunch of stuff, because guess what? It's comics. They're not going to keep it forever. They're going to bring back the logo, obviously. But in the meantime, with this series, I feel like I'm not happy what they did with the character and putting them in a pocket dimension. Honestly, you don't need the Marvel Universe to tell these type of stories. Just say, you don't even have to say it's a Max series. All you got to say is Punisher, you don't have to touch any of the Marvel characters. The reason why I didn't like the last run, we were hyping up Zemo. It would have been a perfect thing, but you just kept so boring. I got so bored with it, and I had to drop the series. I had to drop it. Like him going against Hydra, that would have been epic, but it was not well written. It was slow, it was boring for a Punisher book. But this had great pacing. It had great mystery. And you actually cared about the characters and what was going on in the stories, both of them, because the flashbacks and the modern day stuff is so important. And the whole little pettiness with the heroes saying that, oh, we can't trust you and this and that. He takes care of the problems that they're not going to take care of. It might save the world, but no one's going to save the little worlds happening down here. That's why I kind of like the Punisher as not as a character, but as an idea. Like, I know Daredevil has the more in-depth stuff, like the more emotional stuff. Punisher is he's like an arrow. He sees his target and that's it. But he also takes care of the problems that the heroes won't. And he has a soft spot for kids. And in the ending, he's saving kids in his pocket dimension. Hopefully we get him back. It probably won't be soon. I think they're just doing this as a PR stunt to get rid of people using the Punisher logo without them using it. Or then to change their logo because Marvel changed theirs. And if you read the other series, you know what Punisher has said about the other people using his logo. Still, I don't agree with people using it the way they have, because let's be honest, guys, like Punisher is not a role model. If I had to rate this series, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'm a little biased because I'm a big Punisher fan, but Jason Aaron really knocked it out of the park. And when he's good with a series, solid. But let me know down below, guys, should I make a full-blown Punisher video, like just to explain the character and everything? Because I feel like I didn't do it enough in this video. Let me know what y'all thought. What do you think of the Punisher controversy with this series? You think it's worth it? Did you like the series as much as I did? Because I sure as hell did. I did not expect for something to be this good, even though despite the controversy. That's why I'm so perplexed. Good series, but I don't like the change. But they're gonna change it back again in a few years. Till then, deuces guys. Next up, I will have my top collected editions for the rest of the year. I'm out.